Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that played them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And today, this is a special episode because we're going to be talking about Power Morphicon 2022. Woo woo!
Woo! We weren't there.
We were definitely not there, but at least you were there. So you can fill us in on all the juicy stuff that we missed.
Yeah, right? No, like I can tell you guys all the things that happened that I witnessed, obviously, because I didn't see everything. But the things that I saw, I can definitely talk to you guys about, and also give you some insight on some behind the scenes stuff. Also, we are also going to be talking about Power Week as well. I know that, I definitely did mention during the live for all of you who watched it. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It was a wonderful time. And oh my God, I'm still living. I'm still living from that live. Like, did y'all have fun? I know I had fun because that live was fun.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Like, I can't believe we went on as long as we did. I thought it was going to be like a 10, 15, maybe 20 because no one's going to show up. It ended up being like, almost like 2 hours later? Like, I don't know.
2 hours.
I just ate the whole time because I was so hungry. I'm like, yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. No, like, I had the best time. No, seriously. And I was getting so hungry too. I missed dinner. And that's why I was trying to wrap it up, because I'm like, I'm hungry and I can't eat while I'm here. It's funny that you were eating, because I'm like, I can't eat while I'm here. So like, my stomach was growling the entire time. But I was like, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to suffer because the people want to ask us questions and talk to us. So this is what we're going to do. But no, for real, for anyone who actually watched the live and was giving us questions, first of all, I love y'all, because some of y'all had some questions. I'm like, I'm not touching these questions because y'all are shady. Y'all are shady boots, and I live for it. I'm like, I'm not going to answer this question, but just know I see you. Shady. But once again, thank you guys so much for seriously celebrating with us our fourth year anniversary. It's been a wild ride, and we thank you guys so much for supporting us. It means the world, seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like I always say, and I'm gonna keep saying it, you can follow us at linktr.ee/Tribunal of the Grid. All of our links are there. Our SoundCloud, our YouTube, our Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Please like and subscribe. Even on this episode, give it some likes, like do all the things, because, help us grow, we really do appreciate it. And we appreciate you. So let's go ahead and get into it, because this is a lot to talk about. So we're going to be talking about Power Week, obviously. And, Power Week was interesting because, a pretty good bit of things happened. They gave us an official photo of Kira and all of her goodness, which honestly, looking at the official photos of Kira, they weren't that bad. I mean, her hair still looked like a mop, but they weren't that bad. I was like, oh, you know what? Her face, she looks like a typical white girl, but I could see where they were going with it. I could see where they were going. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Like, what did you guys think of Kira? Like, did your opinions change, or was it still like, eh?
Do you have any, did your feelings change, Lena?
For Kira?
I'm curious for you.
Honestly, you already know how I feel about these action figures. I could care less. I just feel like They're just looking for ways to steal our money over and over and over again.
It looks the same to me. It doesn't look like it, Milana. That is one of my favorite teams, so it's very possible that I'll get it at some point. But we'll see. I need to see. I need to have like more actually because the amount that I have is growing. But yeah, I fully see it now. It reminds me of what they say they do for the comic book figure or comic book the illustrations of the Rangers, where they take certain features from the actor and then they add it with like an original, like just like an animated version. That kind of looks like what they did here because it's almost like just because I know that it's supposed to be Kira, it's like okay. But if I didn't know that that was supposed to be Kira, like if that was on just a random figure's body, like if it had a random body, I wouldn't know. So
I think for me, as I stared at it a lot more, it didn't actively offend me anymore. Because for me, I'm like, I see what they're trying to do. So I'm like, okay, y'all, you're trying. So I guess. Like I said, it didn't actively offend me as it did initially, but it's still not one of my favorite renderings of a head sculpt. But what I did enjoy from the actual figure posing and the photos that they took, they did a lot of poses that were from promotions of Abba Ranger, where the show comes from. So a lot from the Japanese version. A lot of the poses that they posed Kira in were from the promos. So that made me really go, oh, interesting. Y'all been doing y'all homework. So I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, like the figure itself, it doesn't offend me, but it doesn't make me be like, ooh, I'm gonna go out and get this. Nah, like, it's not given. It's not given what it's supposed to give. So I was just like, okay, whatever.
big hair.
You say what?
That's some big hair too.
No, like, and that's the thing. That's what really made me dislike it. Like, the hair just it just looks like a mop. Like, it looks like a dirty mop. Like somebody just seriously, like somebody just put a dirty mop on top of her head and was like, "You're Kira." It's like this looks terrible. Like it looks awful. So it is the hair is disappointing. It's very disappointing. But yeah, it's not given. It didn't hit on anything. But I am actually impressed that they gave her all of her weapons. They did give her her stuff. So I'm like, okay, all right. Y'all gave her the Terra, what is it? Terra daggers. Oh, Terra grips. That's what it is. The Terra grips, and you gave her the blaster. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm here for it. So, yeah, that's really all I can say to it, honestly. But you know what figure that I really actually did go for, that I actually did like? Damon. Lost Galaxy Green Ranger. What do y'all think about? Because I actually enjoyed him. I think he looks fab.
Yeah, it looks like Reggie. I mean, I could tell that when the first time that his photos were released, it is a good figure. I um I personally love the Green Galaxy Rangers, like the whole look and aesthetic and everything. So I think that I would get this. And I don't know if we talked about this before, but I believe somebody leaked something um, like they do with all the Lightning collection figures with like the fake names, like something about Maya.
Mhm.
Yeah, and and today somebody sent me it was a picture with the bow version of the Trans Dagger that Kendricks had. Dr. O's Brachio staff and a Quasar saber, and I'm like wondering if that, like, if there was another leak. So like we could be getting a Lost Galaxy a full set soon. Like if that happens, I really like that team. So that might be a must for me.
I mean, honestly, with that particular picture that came out today, I didn't really like I for me, more than likely, and this is just what I'm speculating, if they did turn out, a Kendricks or well, just the Pink Ranger in general, they're gonna give us they're definitely gonna give us more than likely Corone and Kendricks. And
Yeah.
that will be iconic if they put both of those head sculpts in one thing. Like that would be so freaking cool. But, you know, it's given real like they could do that, but also they could just go ahead and just give us Kendricks and then turn around and give us another pink Lost Galaxy Ranger later on just to make more money and give us Corone. So, they easily could do that, but to me it would make more sense if they just went ahead and did one figure and then just give us two heads. To me, that would just make more sense. But they're thinking about the coin, and they're like, if we can squeeze two figures out of this, like we'll just go ahead and do it. But yeah, Damon, he comes with all the things except for a Quasar launcher, which I'm a little upset about. Because I want that Quasar launcher, damn it. But other than that, I mean, he's a nice figure. I like him. To be truthfully honest, like I really do like him. I think he's great. I think he's probably the best figure so far of the group. Now the disappointment, which I hate to say it like that because I actually like him. Why would they do this to Adam? Why would they give us another Black Ranger Adam and not give us and miss the opportunity of not giving us the overdrive shield? That would have been the perfect opportunity to give us the overdrive shield.
And better hair.
And better hair. Like, come on. Like, y'all missed the perfect opportunity. And then, like, what really makes me so mad, you gave him Zach's weapon? Really? You gave him Zach's weapon?
And they finally gave a folded blade blaster, which is that's how it's supposed to look in the holster. And they still have pictures of him with it, like as the gun in the holster. And they have the sword version of it, but it's like, how come he's the only one to have that? Besides Jason and that Red Ranger Gold Ranger 2-pack from like years ago.
Right.
For me, like I'm big on accuracies. So that's been like something irking about the Mighty Morphin Lightning collection figures is they don't have the folded blade blasters. I'm a nerd like that, obviously. But yeah, Adam's the only one with that. And we got another. And like you really could have made it special and did the overdrive shield. I don't understand why they didn't just do that. But I mean, yay for Adam fans. I'm an Adam fan, but I don't need this one.
The only thing that I can give kudos about when it comes to this figure is that the Blade Blaster thing, but also the helmet looks right. Like the helmet looks more accurate than it had before. Because for a while, that helmet just didn't look right. Like it was like the visor was too, like, I guess, too square. And it looked more rectangular than more rounded. So, they did fix the helmet, which I was like, yay, because they fixed it with the metallic ranger. They fixed it with that, but they went back and finally fixed it with the regular suit. But it's like y'all could have went ahead and just gave us just like Adam from the Overdrive special. Like if you wanted to give us Mighty Morphin so bad, like you could have just went ahead and gave us that, because swapping it out and giving us Zach's weapon and not even giving us a better Zach head, it's like, do y'all hate this man or not? Like, it's just like, damn, like, why would y'all do that? So that was disappointing. That was quite disappointing. You want to know what else was disappointing? Child, this little piece. So we're gonna get into this Power Week post situation that was given to us on August the 25th, right? So, well, not given, but you know what I mean. Like, it was presented to us on August 25th. I don't know why I said given. That was stupid. But anyway, so at the very beginning of the live, they presented us with the 3 figures that they showed us earlier in the week. They showed us Kira, Adam, and Damon. The first figure off the list that they showed us, well, from the new ones that will be coming soon, and it will be available for pre-order. Well, that was available for pre-order on August 26th, was Max, the blue Wild Forest Ranger. We already knew about him, because of the whole situation where we were like, I love Power Rangers, hashtag I love Power Rangers. And Hasbro was like, well, because you guys were good and you didn't cuss us out, we're going to go ahead and give you a brand new figure, leak a brand new figure to you. And, they showed us Max. Well, now we got a helmetless Max. Doesn't this helmetless Max look a lot more like Zach should look? Because I'm sorry, this is not Max. Like, I'm sorry, this is not Max.
I see it. I
don't see it.
I don't think it looks exactly like him, but I can see where they were going, what they were going for here. Much better than Kira.
This looks like Smokey Robinson. This is not Max.
A tan Smokey Robinson.
This is Smokey Robinson. This is not Max. I'm just like, oh, no. I'm just like, oh my God, no. This is not given. It's not given.
I mean,
it's the only not given.
Ranger I'd get is Taylor anyway. So.
Child. Listen, I'm scared with them messing up these people's faces. I'm scared what they're gonna do for Taylor.
Probably would give her that the early hairstyle too, where she had the the little updo on the top and not her hair down. I hated that.
Oh, you talking about when she had her hair pulled back?
Yeah, I didn't like that. I liked it better when it was down, and I could see them doing that.
Well, no, like they're
But I still
definitely probably going to do the pullback. They're definitely probably going to do the pullback here because like that's her look from when she first started. So yeah, they're definitely probably going to pull that look. So, but yeah, so we got Max. Max comes with a lightning effect. He comes with a different set of hands. He comes with the crystal saber, and he also comes with the blue shark fighting fins. So, he was available. This came out on the 25th, so he was available starting August 26th at 1 p.m. So, more than likely, I mean, all of these figures are still available on Hasbro Pulse if you still want to pre-order. So none of them have went and became, unavailable. So if you want to still go and pre-order, you are more than welcome. They're still there. So yeah, that was Max. Not really feeling it. But then they also presented two more other figures that are coming up in the works for for the Lightning Collection. And those figures are Coda from Power Rangers Dino Charge and Zoe from Beast Morphers. Thoughts? What do you think about this?
Well, I'm excited about Coda. Like he rounds out the full, well, not full, but like the full core Dino Charge team. So he's number 6. I I want him. I'm gonna buy him. Zoe, that is what the hell took so long? Why didn't they
That's what
release
I
her
said.
like 2 years ago?
That's what I said. You literally gave us the entire Dino Charge, not Dino Charge, the entire Beast Morphers cast. And then you turned around and you gave us Blaze. Blaze!
A really great likeness, but he's not a part of the
Well, I
main team.
mean, this Blaze, though, that they gave us was definitely the Blaze from when he took the helmet off on the first episode and he was beat for the gods. That Blaze. They gave us that version of Blaze. They gave us beat face Blaze, honey. They gave us I am ready for my close-up Blaze, honey. They gave us I am going out to the club, honey, and shake my ass Blaze. That's what they gave us. But child, I didn't want that. I wanted Zoe to round off the team.
Right.
And they waited almost 2 years later and was like, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, we didn't add the female of the team.
Right.
What? That is so stupid. That is dumb. So stupid. But, I'm happy that we're finally getting her. Honestly, she looks fab. So, apparently she's going to be coming with, her weapon, some extra hands. The face sculpt looks decent from what I can see. I mean, I like the hair. Honestly, I really do actually like the hair. From what I can see. So, both her and Coda are given. Like I actually like them. I like how they look. So if they look like how they do in this in the images that they showed us on the little live, I'm excited for them. I'm excited. And then they also showed us Snizzard, which was a monster from MMPR, which I'm just like, I mean, did you care? Did you care? Really? Honestly, did you care?
The Kimberly kills.
Yeah.
No. I don't care.
No, yeah, no. Nobody cared. I'm like, y'all, ain't nobody care about this. Like, I guess. But then they were like, you know what, we're gonna keep up in the vein of, more expensive figures. And we're gonna give the girls Lucas and his bike. Now, honestly,
it doesn't look bad, but we want Jen. What are you doing?
We want Jen. We want Jen. We want Jennifer Scott's. Give us what we want. We want Jen. And yes, I also want me some Jen too, because this is hard to get through. We want Jen. We want Jen. And
With
y'all are going to. Yes, they could have gave us Jen and the bike.
Gun.
Yes.
And her sabers. And her blaster.
And her blaster. Hell, I would have loved it. Now they're not going to do this, but they need to give us two. They need to give us two heads of Jen. They need to give us the head of Jen in the show, and they need to give us Jen with the weed when she came back on the Wild Force little piece of reunion. Because we all know those was tracks. We know.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say one with a ponytail and one with her hair out. But yeah.
Nope, I want Jen with the weave. Absolutely. I want her with the weave. I want her with the bundles. Absolutely. Like, give us the multiple versions of Jen. That is what I want. And y'all gave us Lucas and this bike. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it. I said, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, the bike is cool because apparently the handles, of the motorcycle can move the front wheel, like an actual real life motorcycle. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Little articulation there. Okay, fine. And it has all the, the cool blasters and all that shit. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Still, I want Jen. Okay. We deserve Jen. We deserve Jen Scott's. And that is what we want. Okay. Thank you, Hasbro. But yes. So that happened. And also, they are both still available for pre-order. They are not sold out. They were available for pre-order on August 25th, and they still are. So if you want to head on the Hasbro Pulse, you can go ahead and you can go ahead and snatch up your Snizzard and your Lucas. Now here is the big one. One of the big ones, child. Remember how we had Kimberly, and they made a whole live about all this pink shit. They gave us Pink Ranger. They gave us Pink Ranger in comic form. They gave us, all this, the Pink Ranger helmet. They gave us all this Pink Ranger stuff. They even gave us a little bit of Catherine, didn't they? They gave us, I think, didn't they give us Catherine or something? But yeah, it was pink, honey. Well, they decided they wanted to do a little version of yellow as well. And they gave us the Yellow Ranger Morpher. That also has the Morpher stand. That is also accompanied by the other 4 power coins that belong to the other 4 Rangers. Now, my question is, why the hell do we need 4 power coins that do not match this particular Ranger? But whatever. I mean, I would have loved that they would have gave us the bear power coin, but why
not? It's from the movie.
It is the movie Morpher. It is literally the movie Morpher. But they gave us all of the MMPR stuff, first season stuff, and I'm just like, I guess, right? But nevertheless, they gave us this morpher. Are you going to get it?
I don't know.
What I will say. Now, remember, Bandai did the exact same thing, but who did they come out with? They came out with Tommy, Kimberly, and Billy. Those were the ones that they released. They never released the other three. So Hasbro is actually doing us a service because they said, you know what? Y'all didn't get the yellow under Bandai, so we're going to give it to you. So whatever. I would have personally, I probably would have gotten it to do my Aisha cosplay, to be honest, because I did cosplay as Aisha this past con. But other than that, child, yeah, no, like, no, if I wanted to get that morpher, I would have loved to actually have gotten the Ninjetti coin, the bear coin. You know, I don't want the Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Pterodactyl, Mastodon situation. I don't want that. Like, no, like that doesn't even make sense. But a lot of things that Hasbro is doing right now does not make sense. So, they decided they wanted to go ahead and give us that. Now, mind you, like you said, it is given the movie Morpher because clearly, the red ring around the power coin, definitely it does not have the white Power Rangers writing in it. It's just red. Even though it says Power Rangers, it's red. So, it is definitely given the movie. But, whatever. That also was available for pre-order. And it is only available at GameStop. So, and limited quantities of the Morpher is available at Hasbro Pulse. Now, mind you, it's still on Hasbro Pulse. So if you want to order it from Hasbro Pulse, you can. Now, of course, then Loretta and Jarrett came back and they decided that they wanted to talk about the Street Fighter Lightning Collection figures. Now, if you guys remember, Loretta used to work with us, presenting a lot of the Lightning Collection stuff. And she disappeared. She left. And she went on to do other brands. Well, she's back. She came back for this. And it was like, oh, that sweet reunion. She's back. But she came back and she and Jarrett presented to us the Street Fighter figures. Now we got Ryu and we got Chun-Li because these are straight from the Legacy Wars game.
Mm-hmm. And the Bat in the Sun video. Right?
Well, yeah, Ryu was, but Chun-Li was straight from the game because Chun-Li didn't get her powers in the Bat in the Sun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were being misogynist assholes and didn't give her a power coin. So, yeah. They definitely gave it shit. Tommy definitely didn't waste some time giving it to Ryu, but Chun-Li, she doesn't need a power coin. She can stay and get her ass beat by Bison. It's cool. She's fine. She can take a hit, but that Ryu though. But anyway, so honestly, do you want did you even want a figure of these people? Because I didn't.
No. But I think that it is very important to have this because
tell me why.
Mixing together two different genres, like I think that's very eye catching, and I think it's smart to sell this. I always say promotion is very lacking from Hasbro when it comes to Power Rangers. I feel like this should have been marketed and known about like a minute ago. Like whenever this first happened. I guess when this first happened, they were still with Saban, but
yeah,
you know, Street Fighter is still something that you know, people care about very much. So I think that this is a good idea to do this. I think that this is going to like bring some sales in actually.
You know, honestly, I agree. I will agree with that sentiment for sure. I will most certainly agree. I do believe that yes, that is very important to have. You know, it's just one of them things that I'm just like, you know, yes, we do need to promote these kinds of things. We do need to have those things be represented, those characters be represented. However, comma, what makes me mad is that they get shine before other characters that are in our actual canon, in the actual show, that are super popular with fans, that fans would clamor for, would go crazy for, i.e. Jen, go crazy for, and you still do not give us that. Instead, you give us some random made up character that you wouldn't know about unless you played Legacy Wars and you watch that Bat in the Sun garbage. Like it just, and let me correct myself. I said that out of frustration, but like because it's not garbage. Actually, it was pretty entertaining, but still, it's just like it just it just makes me so frustrated because I'm just like it's just I understand what they're trying to do, like you said, and you explained it eloquently. But it's just we want other figures. Like I would love for you to actually give us what we actually want, and then give us stuff like this instead of making this other stuff the forefront and not giving us what we actually want. You know, like that to me, it's like you're dangling a steak in front of a dog's face and is basically expecting it not to go crazy. You know, and that's what it kind of feels like. Because the fans would go crazy if we were to get Jen. You know, the fans would go crazy if we were to get like a Taylor or, you know, certain characters. Like we would go crazy. But you're not giving them to us. Instead, you give us this, you know? So I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. But, you know, they decided that this is what they want. So it's like, okay, whatever. And also accompanying the Yellow Ranger Morpher, they also gave us the power daggers as well, which I don't feel like talking about because those things are way too expensive, and and they're just not given to me, so I don't even feel like talking about it. But yes, so these are all the things that were presented during Power Week, right? These are the new Lightning Collection figures. Now, at the very end, well, towards the very end of the live, because first of all, during the live, they also had a interview with Ryan Parrott, which was actually kind of sad because it was basically Ryan Parrott basically saying his goodbyes and, you know, how much it meant for him to work on the franchise and write the comics and everything. And he's basically saying to expect a huge change, a huge fall, a huge, you know, big ending to his, you know, to his regime. So, you know, big ups to Ryan Parrott. We're gonna miss you, buddy. You know,
oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you. You know, the comics won't be the same without you, buddy. So, Melissa, you got some big shoes to fill, girl. You got some big shoes. But I think Melissa's gonna do fine. Honestly, I think Melissa's gonna do great. But yeah, so he had his little interview during the live, and then what we were all finally freaking waiting for. The Dino Fury Season 2, well, the remainder, anyway, of Dino Fury Season 2. They gave us a little piece of clip of episode 14. And, what did you think? Like, what did you think of the clip? Like, were you surprised to see, Lord Zed? Like, what did you think?
I wondered why they gave that away. I mean, some people knew already, but for the people that have been either avoiding spoilers or just just don't know, I don't really understand why they would spoil that like that, not like maybe getting closer to it happen. Is you know what? Is it's happening in the next episode, right?
Well, 2 episodes from then, I believe, because
okay.
we stopped at 11, right? So it's 12, 13, 14. So 3. I'm sorry.
All right. So like, why? I don't know. I think once again with promotion, I think it would have been pretty cool to like give like make an announcement or make a big deal out of Lord Zed coming back again. But
right.
They don't want to do that. So
I mean, honestly, it didn't offend me too badly. What I will say is I was a little annoyed with what's his name? With Ion already, because he's I have to prove myself. And I'm just like, oh, are we doing this? Are we doing this? Like, come on, dude.
That stuff was why his character wasn't really my favorite in season 1 in particular. And then he's going back to that character trait of just being kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah. He's definitely being a loose cannon and a little too cocky for my taste. I'm just like, bruh, chill out. Like, here you go. He's like, I'll take him on. And it's like, my guy, let's be very clear. Like, this is Lord Zed we're talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that Lord Zed is gonna basically like hand his ass to him. Like, I'm pretty sure. Because we've seen Lord Zed in this version of Power Rangers in Dino Fury. Lord Zed got hands. Like, that's something that we ain't never seen on the show before, like in Mighty Morphin. Because Lord Zed just kind of just would wave his staff and, kind of get mad and turn red and shit. But this version of Lord Zed, he got hands. Like, he will beat your entire ass.
He did beat Tommy up that one time by not really doing much.
Yeah, right. He didn't do much. All he did was swing his staff a couple times, like he basically like meleeed the shit out of him.
Yeah, I wonder if that suit couldn't withstand like fighting. Maybe
probably. That's probably why. This one seems like it's a lot more flexible, and it gives him a lot more room to be able to, flex and do other things. So it does kind of seem like that suit back then probably didn't give him the ability to move around a lot. But for sure, like this version of Lord Zed is like, he will beat your ass. Like, he will beat the shit out of you. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that Ion is probably gonna get his behind kicked. So it's just like, come on, guy, come on. Like, you ain't no Lord Zed though. Because if Lord Zed made quick waste of those sporks beasts in that one episode, like homeboy Shorty literally punched one several feet into the air and knocked another one down, and then turned around and knocked down the other one as it was coming back down. Like, Lord Zed is like out here beating mugs' asses. And you really think you're going to be able to stop Lord Zed? Ciao. Okay. So yeah, Like that was the little trailer that they presented to us. Lena, what did you think? Did you enjoy the trailer, or were you like, it's not given?
Honestly, the whole thing was not given. I was with Will. I was surprised that they released that information. I'm surprised they didn't try to live up to that hype. Like, oh my god, a special. Somebody's gonna come back. Like I think that would have been fun because then we would have been like, who? Like that dude from Dino Charge? What was his name? Frick, what was his name?
Not Sledge.
Oh,
Yes,
Sledge.
Sledge.
God, no.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Something stupid like that. You know what I mean? Like, get the fandom talking, get the rumors going. Like, like it goes back to that whole Starbucks marketing situation. Get the fans talking and marketing your shit without you having to do it yourself.
Ciao.
Like at Starbucks when they spell your name wrong, they do it on purpose.
Do they? I mean, yeah, they
They
do.
do.
But I also do think that some of the mugs just don't know how to spell.
Well,
I mean,
don't know,
can you
but
attest to that, Will?
I mean, sometimes like my brain ain't all there, especially if it's like
Okay,
what
first of all, guys.
6:30
guys.
6:30 in the morning.
Will is not the person to be confirming this. I will say that. Will is definitely not the person to be confirming this.
Listen, Will said it's too early in the morning to be out here trying to spell people's name right. So,
so like, yeah, sometimes it's just second nature, and then sometimes it's like, oh, what? And then I'll just assume, or I won't put nothing.
damn.
You putting nothing?
Not you don't even put nothing.
If you put nothing,
Yeah.
I would rather that. I would rather that because I remember this person at Starbucks. We're getting real quick off topic here, but they got me spell my name 4 times, and it's only 4 letters, and they still come out spelling my name the whole ass other way. And they just spelling my name as you're gonna cry laugh. Selena.
Oh my God.
Not
What?
Selena.
Where did they get the extra letters from?
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. So you can't be telling me otherwise that you don't spell my name wrong on purpose.
Wow.
Like, I'm not even a Selena. I mean, I'm honored that you would think I'm live up to Selena herself, but come on. How did you Selena from Lena?
They said your name is Selena Girl, bitty bitty bum bum. Like that's what they said it was given. So it is what it is, girl.
Right.
But
yeah, that whole trailer was a hot mess. And I want to know where Boy Daddy and Boy Queen was at when that was happening. Like, how did Lord Zed be coming into their secret lair without anybody noticing? That's a start. Like, I got a question. I thought Queen Boy was on top of this shit.
Well,
where you at?
Well, girl, all the questions will be answered September 29th, girl.
Well, will they be answered? Because September 29th is only one single day.
Well, I mean, it depends on how fast you watched. It depends on how fast you binged these episodes, child.
Are they actually going to release them all at once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're all going to come
all right.
on.
So I guess I'll find
29th.
out. We will then report back to you after September 29th. Where Queen Boy is at, or Boy Queen is at.
Right. Because she is out here with her titties sitting, honey, just like minding her business, apparently, with Lord Zed. So
of course, right? Or maybe she's making Lord Zed her new husband since she lacked one.
Oh, well. Well, good point. You know what? What else? Now I got a question. What if they try to make Lord Zed like her they try to make Lord Zed like their, I guess, like their underling or whatever, and he turns out to be like the main villain of the actual season?
Oh,
What if he takes over and then he is the big bad in season 3?
He can't be. The reason why I don't think that's possible is because Queen Void seems to display a lot of power.
Shit, he
Yeah,
could kill
true.
her. He could kill her.
But the thing is, like, you have to remember, like, this version of Lord Zed, we don't even know where he came from, how much power he possessed still, and who knows what happened with time traveling to the rest of his power.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, what? He seems more powerful than we've seen him be before, at least on a combat side.
He
Yeah,
does,
true.
but you also have to remember, usually when they introduce these villains, they always seem more powerful because no one knows what they're dealing with until they can find that pattern, right? Once they figure out that pattern, they're like, oh yeah, we got you, we got you. Or obviously, they do what they do best. Find a new goddamn ranger with these new powers that seem to be way stronger than the rest of the team.
Shade.
Well, you know,
but yeah.
because I was thinking that because, you know, the next season is season 30, and how apropos than to have one of the most popular and well-known Power Rangers villains be a part of the 30th season.
Well, we are not going to talk about that yet because we're leading into it. But no, like you do have a point. Like I do think that there might, like, who knows, he might be the villain for a third season, or maybe he just might get killed on this season and we might get a brand new villain. I don't know, but you know, it very well could happen. Don't know. But you know, so that was the little piece of, you know, live that we got. And yeah, and now we're going into PMC territory. So I want you guys to know. So backstory, right? Little, you know, little backstory. So I'm gonna give you all the details and everything, because I know some people were asking or were inquiring, like, how were you able to, you know, present on for Power Morphicon and all that stuff. So as you all know, I actually am a part of No Pink Spandex as well. And Lisa J did come from the Bronx, New York, to come to the PMC this year. And she was asked by Tofu Chris if she wanted to moderate and be on panels. She said yes, but also she asked if I could come as well, because I'm also a part of No Pink Spandex. And you know, that's how I was able to basically get in as, you know, as press, and also represent and be on panels. Now, the moderating part, I had no idea I was going to be doing. I just thought that I was just going to be like just basically press, you know, going around, you know, interviewing, doing all the things, you know. I just thought that that's all I was going to do. Come to find out, that was not it. I was going to be on panels and I was going to be moderating. Had no idea until literally I looked at the PMC schedule and noticed that they had my behind on a panel for podcast creators. So I'm sitting there. Now, mind you, I looked at this thing on, like, say, Tuesday, I want to say. I found out on Tuesday. The panel was on Friday. So I freaked out a little because I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. So I just started watching a shit ton of panels, just binging panels all week, because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to talk on a panel. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. And then as I looked at the list, because I went back, because I saw it on Tuesday. But what I didn't see, or what I didn't instinctively notice to do, was look at the rest of the weekend, because No Pink Spandex was also headlined to moderate other panels. So one of them So Lisa J basically was like, hey, she hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to take Dino Charge and I take Beast Morphers? And I was like, ugh, you mean I have to moderate? Like I have to like introduce the people? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, ugh, okay, I guess I can do it. So I went back and started watching more panels and watching more moderators. And trying to prepare, and I only had just a few days to do it. And so Friday came. I was dressed up as Aisha. And because I knew I wanted to cosplay as Aisha first and then Tanya second. Well, I cosplayed as Aisha that day, and I had on my yellow shorts and my white hoodie. And mind you, it is hot. It is hot in LA. So I made sure I carried my freaking white hoodie in the car because I was not about to wear that outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to Pasadena Convention Center, and my first instinct is to find Lisa. So I found her. Also talked to some of the other panel participants, and literally ran into the place, ran into the main area where all the actors were. Ran in there, was like, "Hey Karen, I'm you today. Bye," and literally ran back out because I only had like 5 minutes, literally like 5 minutes to basically introduce myself and run back out. So then it was time for the actual panel itself. So this was a panel that was basically all about podcasting, all about like the podcasters and things of that nature, and basically like how to, if you want to become a podcaster, how to get into it, and basically just kind of getting us to tell our stories on what being a podcaster was about, how our podcast got started, things of that nature. So it was me, Lisa J, Michael from, I want to say, Ranger Danger, Zach Lavoy, was it Ranger Cass? I'm terrible. I am so sorry. I don't remember you guys' podcast. And also Tyler Waldman. He also does a podcast as well. I cannot remember you last two. I am so sorry. I apologize. And those were the ones that they do, right? So so I went ahead and I was amongst all these people. Now mind you, these podcasters were up there like, we've been around for 10 years. We've been around for 15 years. We've been around for, 8 years, and then we took a break, or, whatever have you. I'm literally sitting there like, well, we've been here for 4. But, it was such an honor. It was such an honor to be sitting amongst all of these podcasters and just being like, hey, giving my own opinions, my own takes on things, and being just as candid as possible about the realities of podcasting and stuff. So it was a nice time. I enjoyed it a lot. One of the things that they did say, one of the questions that I remember that they did ask, that Toku Chris asked, he was the moderator of that panel. One of the questions he asked was, what was that interview that you did that stuck out the most? And at first I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to mention it, but Lisa J was like, "Oh, I know exactly which one you should mention." And I'm like, "Oh my God, She was talking about the Samuel Bento one.
Oh, I figured that was the one. I figured because, like, I felt like for all of us, that was the interview that really stuck out the most for all of us. Not only because it was Samuel Bento, like he never did interviews with anyone else, and then he came out of nowhere and started doing an interview with us, which is great. Not complaining. And then on top of that, we were up at like ungodly hour to do this, and Brendan almost killed. Like it was like a whole mess. And I just remember how wild that interview was just because his energy level was like all over the place. He went from like, I don't know, he went from like answering questions to like in depth conversation with himself to us to back to like, oh yeah, sorry, you were asking me questions. And we're like, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. I mean, and then to like oversharing to not wanting to share at all. It was just like sporadic. We're like, well then, what? Like, wait, like, where do we start again? You know, I remember that interview. I think that definitely is gonna be one of the interviews that's gonna stick out the most. And it's not necessarily like, oh, because it's our favorite, but it was definitely one that stuck out.
You know, and it's funny because that was one of my main reasons for, for not mentioning it. Because at first I wasn't going to mention it at all. Because I was like, I don't even want to talk about this part. I didn't even want to mention that interview because it was just so much that went into it. And, there were things that happened during the interview and outside of the interview that I'm like, we didn't even like, there were things that we didn't even add into the actual interview itself, so it was just, there was just so much, like it was so much about that interview in particular that I was like, I don't know if I even want to mention it, and I was just going to literally just say Nakia and Kat, like I was just going to be like, yep, because we interviewed my favorites, and keep it pushing. But Lisa J was like, nope, talk about Samuel Bento. And I'm like, yeah, that. And yeah, like I had to talk, I had to mention it. But
so you're telling me
I did definitely say
someone recorded you in the world. It's gonna be on YouTube of you talking about Samuel Bento's interview.
Yes.
Where lots more people are gonna see this.
Yes.
Oh no! What did you say?
I mean, basically, I was just like, basically just being like, he at the time, I mean, his persona has gotten better since, but just basically saying at the time, like it's the most notable because he didn't have the best rep in the fandom, and he decided that he wanted to interview with us, and we were his first interview. We were his first. We broke his, interview virginity. And, and well, I didn't say that. But we were the first ones to interview with him. And it was a very interesting interview. And that was it. I just kind of try to keep it as short, sweet, and to the point as much as possible. Cause I'm just like, once again, this is my first ever panel. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't have panel etiquette, cause I know all these other people, they've been on hundreds of panels probably. And I'm like, this is my first one. So I'm like being very particular about the things that I say and the things that I mention.
Obviously, because yeah. For one, I mean, if you want to know the tea, you gotta listen to our episode. Just saying.
Well, I mean, then there's that.
And then secondly, like, I mean, someone's recording this and putting this on YouTube for millions to see. So you definitely don't want to say something that you will regret.
Right. So I'm like,
here we can control what we want, like editing or more editing.
right. And I'm just like, ooh, can't really say anything too bad about the man. So, don't wanna say nothing. But for the most part, honestly, like I didn't say anything like nothing crazy, but it definitely was kind of like crap, I'm put on the spot.
But it would have been a perfect
So
plug if you're like, if y'all want to know, listen to our interview.
Mhm.
Ha.
But honestly, though, it's funny though because I really do think that actually inspired people to probably go and research that interview. Uh, so maybe he probably got more hits. He probably got more likes and more listens. So we'll see. But yeah. So I don't know if that panel is actually out on YouTube now, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a really fun panel. So yeah, that was the first night, and then I was able to see some of the Rangers afterwards, and got to mosey around and see what it was given. Now, day two, I was Tanya. I was Tanya. Now, quick story time. So I came in, and mind you, the way I had it tied, for some odd reason, like the bottom half, not the bottom half, but like the top where like it was coming underneath my underarm, kept drooping. So I kept almost about to give people a nip slip. They were about to see my whole nipple. And I'm sitting here, keep having to pull it up because I'm like, I don't want to be exposing myself to these children. And I'm just like, oh my God, like what is happening? Why can't this thing stay up? So I tried tying it different ways. Like it just would not stay up. So I'm like, bump it, whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and see Nakia. She gonna know. She gonna know exactly who I am when I see her. So I went ahead, power walked my ass right up there. And I stood there while she was talking to, or she was talking to a fan. And Catherine Sutherland saw me instantly and was like, oh my God, Nakia, do you see this? And Nakia was like, oh wow. And it was one of those oh wows where she really didn't quite connect who I was. It was kind of like, oh yeah, he looks good, kind of a thing. That kind of like, oh wow, where it was like, oh, that's a nice costume, or that's a nice outfit. But she didn't really quite realize exactly what it was. And Catherine was just like, it's you. And she looked at me a little bit harder, and she was like, oh my God. And she was like, come here, I have to take a picture of you right now. I have to take a picture with you right now. And that's when we took the picture. But it took her a minute to actually figure out who I was. And she was just so happy. And honestly, she said that was the first time anyone has ever done that as a cosplay. So I was the first.
That's still crazy. Wow.
I was the first ever person to ever do that as a cosplay. So I'm like, I made history. Because no one has ever done that before. So that was a huge moment in my life. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So I was happy about that. And also to Karen, the day before when I saw Karen and I was talking to her, she also was like really gooped and gagged when I came up there with my movie Aisha outfit. Like she fucking gagged. She was like, oh my God, yes, Aisha's in the building. Gotta get a picture. Come on over. And I'm like, absolutely. Yes. So, the ladies really enjoyed my cosplays of them. So I was happy. I was happy about that. Now, here's the thing. I had to moderate the Dino Charge panel. So I moderated the Dino Charge panel as Tanya. So if that video ever comes out of the Dino Charge panel, you will see Tanya moderating. You will see me dressed as Tanya moderating the panel. So I basically, originally it was slated on the Dino Charge panel as Campbell Cooley, Brennan Mejia, and Claire Blackwelder. Guess what? 2 more people showed up. Davi Santos and Camille Hyde. Holy crap. First of all, there's a huge joke going around that Camille was not going to show up. I believe, I want to say Super Sentai Scans on Instagram. Does he go by that on Twitter? I think so. But he also made a joke because he walked by where her table was supposed to be and took a picture and said, "Still no Camille." Like Camille isn't coming again this year. And then she pops up. So it's like, oh, she actually did show up.
I'm surprised
so that was like,
for somebody who has become such a big star like herself.
Well, that was the joke, because like she's done that a couple of times, but she was slated to be at Power MorphoCon and she didn't show up. So she's done that before, and that was the joke. So it was just like, oh, she's not going to show up the PMC, and she actually did. She actually showed up. So that was like, oh wow, she did show up. And she stayed. She actually stayed. She sat down at her table and she was giving autographs and taking pictures, and it was cool. It was a vibe. And she, they were on the panel. I have to say, after, talking for a little bit, to see Camille start opening up and really showing showing us her personality and showing us who she is, I'm like, I like her. I really do. I like her a lot. And like, she was funny. She was funny. She was given, like, first of all, she looks gorgeous. And she was just given. I just loved it. Like, I loved her energy. Actually, I love the energy of all of them, like having a conversation with them all and just listening to them talk about their times on Dino Charge and stuff like that. It was cool. It was a really nice little piece of interview, like, moderating for their little panel. It was nice. Campbell Cooley, class act, like, amazing. Like, this man and his voices are freaking ridiculous. I actually like Campbell a lot. Like, I'm gonna try to get him on the show, because if we can get Campbell on the show, yes, absolutely. But yeah, like, it was really cool. I like that panel. That panel was good. So once I left that panel, I ran my behind back into the main room, hung out with a couple friends. I did meet up with Andrew from the Morphing Grid. He was there with his family. So I got to hang out with him. I got to hang out with Jeremy, who does Super Sentai scans and Toku scans. Got to hang out with him. And I got to hang out with a bunch of different people. I got to hang out with Travis. I hung out with what's the baby name? Gio and yes, Gio and James. Got to hang out with them. They also had a new friend too. He was actually kind of cute. Yeah, I was like, ooh, who are you? I was like, hey, who are you? Had me licking my lips a little bit, like, ow. But
stupid.
But yeah, so I got to hang out with the people, and it was nice. It was really nice. And then after that, met up with Karen Ashley and Black Nerd, Lisa J, and also Karen Ashley. She had one of her co-hosts of the Bop, who is also one of her old band members from Crush, and her name is Christy. She was there. And we got to hang out. We got to go to dinner together. It was so much fun. So got to spend time with her. Dream. Man, like when I say I was on cloud nine, like it was like I would have never thought that I'm like I would be hanging out with Karen Ashley right now. Like I'm legit talking to Karen Ashley. What? You know, like it was just like wow, like it was so mind blowing. And she is so much fun. Like she is the most coolest person, like freaking ever. I love her. So you know, got to hang out with her, got to go to dinner. It was really nice. And then the next day. So after that, right? I'm like on my way home because I told Lisa, I'm like, girl, I'm tired. I have been walking around in the Jesus sandals as Tanya. You know, had on my Jesus sandals and I had on that doggone African sarong. Child, I was tired. Okay, I was tired. I'm like, I'm sleepy. It's time to go. Lisa was like, I'm going to bed too. But of course, like I believe she was still with Black Nerd. She was still with Andre. So I left them. I was like, I'm going home. And so I went ahead, left. And as I am on my way back home, y'all, because mind you, I'm coming back to North Hollywood from Pasadena. Anybody who knows anything about the geography of Los Angeles, that's at least a good about 20, 25 minutes with no traffic. So, you know, well, if you're speeding, because I was speeding. But anyway, so I'm on my way home and I decided to stop and get gas because I'm like, you know, gotta fuel up for tomorrow. And as I'm at the pump about to pump my gas, I get a message from Lisa. And she is like, you will not believe this. It's real. And I'm like, what is real? What are you talking about? I open the message and what do I see? It is a post from Hasbro Pulse with Simon Bennett talking about he is coming back and that we will be getting a third season of Power Rangers Dino Fury with the new title headlined as Cosmic Fury. Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. And I'm like, mouth agape. I literally stood at the pump for 20 minutes just staring at the phone because I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? Y'all seen it. Y'all, you've seen the trailer. Now, thoughts, what did you think? What did you think when you saw that? Because I'm going to tell you, I was gagged. I'm not even going to hold you. I was gagged to find out that the Dino Fury cast is coming back and they're giving us basically a Zeo. So they are stronger than before. Stronger than before. Cosmic Fury. Like this is what this is giving. This is what this is giving. So what do you think? What do you think?
Like they said, like I said initially, it's gonna be the first time since what was it, MMPR season 3 that we've gotten 3 seasons of a cast. Like that's crazy. Like I just kept thinking, like I'm happy because I really like this cast. I'm excited about them getting further character development since we're actually going to have them for 3 years, a third year. I'm hoping we'll get to see them do some more fights since the COVID stuff isn't quite as bad as it was. So maybe they'll be able to have close contact with stunt people and whatnot. And it's exciting because it's and it's also they're coming back for a big season 30. So and I just think that this cast is gonna go down as like a really important and a really popular cast because we're gonna have so much time with them. And their seasons have been pretty good.
Yes. All of that. All of that. Oh my God. Like, oh, Lena, girl, what is the tea? What do you think, girl?
I don't I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings. I'm glad they're coming back for another season. I think, which is great, but then however, I'm also like, I'm surprised we're not getting a new cast.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm kind of sad that we're not getting a new cast because it's kind of been like that thing for the longest time. We're always getting a new cast at least every 2 years. And it's exciting to see who else get cast. And it's obviously exciting to see what, their personalities, what they're gonna bring to the team. And I guess that like hyped again, like I'm as much as I do love the Dino Fury like cast, I really do. I was looking forward to a brand new cast and seeing what Hasbro was gonna do with them, right? Because technically this was still under Saban when the whole thing went down, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I was really looking forward to see how Hasbro was gonna do the casting going forward. Like, are they gonna have it so that it's like everybody can audition? It didn't matter if it's the start of your brand new career, or would it be one of those situations where we're gonna get an actual Disney star grown up now and becoming a Power Ranger? Basically like RPM where they have all had acting experience, right? So like I was really genuinely curious about who they were gonna cast for Cosmic Fury, and then when I found out that they didn't actually recast anybody, or no, not recast, but that they didn't cast a new team, and that was going to be done on Theory, I was bittersweet about it because I am excited for the fact that they are coming back because I really do like them as a team. But now we got to put up with Ion silliness and um um what's the Blue Ranger's name?
Oh, Ollie.
Ollie. We gotta put up with Ollie and his like I suddenly like Amelia and everything about Amelia. Like, ew. Like I don't know. Like it's just ah. So I'm bitter about it. I don't know how I'm bittersweet about it. I don't know how I really want to feel. Like I don't know what this means. I am glad that, Lord Zed didn't just vanish to the middle of nowhere and we don't know what happened to him. So I'm kind of hoping that we do get a conclusion with this one. So in a way, I'm excited for it, yes, but I don't know. I'm disappointed that we're not getting new cast still. So I'm a bit of both. Like I'm excited, but I'm also sad, but excited and sad on both sides, like of the equation. So that
So basically you wanted a brand new cast.
I yeah. Yeah.
That's real. And honestly, like I didn't really think of it in that way. But you do have a point. We've gotten a new cast pretty much every year. And, this is something that is completely unorthodox, something that, we just never get.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that happens.
I mean, like if we were doing the thing with Zeo and I remember Turbo, then Turbo 2 in space, if we were doing something like that and it continued like that, okay, cool. Like I could see that.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. And then the other thing is too, what I'm also afraid is like, What if they change all their personalities?
I don't know. Like, I don't think they're gonna do that.
I mean, like,
I hope not.
Okay, like it has happened. Like, perfect example, like Ashley. Remember, like she was obviously a different girl than she was in Turbo, than she was in Space. In Space, she lost everything about her, everything that identified her. So there's like that fear too, because like we've grown to really like these characters. Okay, maybe minus Ollie and Ion, but they did add to the whole ordeal anyway. So nonetheless, they added to the dynamic that we have going on. So my thing, I'm just afraid. What if they don't have spice anymore? What if they have too much spice? Or what if like the characters we like now we are no longer liking because they have been quote unquote nude and improved?
Ew. Well, when you say it like that, that's disheartening. That
was a good argument. I am very hopeful that does not happen. I like Simon Bennett as the showrunner, and it seems like he's doing good with his writers. So I have hope that they'll just continue on, and then also with it being more of Hasbro in control. Hopefully, they're as we continue on with Hasbro, like the Saban-ness of it continues to drop off, and they don't have to follow things that they did, before, like the no kissing thing, the extra kiddiness. Like I would hope that we can start growing past that, but I mean, we'll see. I'm asking for too much.
Well, here's my thing, right? Now, I will say, one of the things that really interested me was looking at the logo for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. I noticed something immediately. And I know a lot of fans were like, oh, we're finally getting Q Ranger. Oh my God. Like, we're about to get Q Ranger. We're about to get, perhaps we may get Kira Major or, something. Or y'all, don't hold your breath. I'm just going to be honest. Do not hold your breath. Because personally, and this is just me, but I really feel like we are literally just about to get we're just going to get the same suits. And the reason why I say that is because the logo is still there. The logo is still there from Power Rangers Dino Fury. And each season, whether you're talking about Kira Major or whether you're talking about Q Ranger, they all have different symbols. Like the Dino Fury symbol is, of course, obviously, for the Dino Fury team. But it's very interesting how the Dino Fury dinosaur symbol is on Cosmic Fury as well. So it doesn't line up with the fact that they're planning on changing different costumes. And also, Simon Bennett did come out and say that this is the legit logo of Cosmic Fury. This isn't a placeholder. This is legit the logo. So, with that in mind, I 100% in my head believe that we are keeping the Dino Fury suits. For sure. There is no, we may be switching. No. They're keeping the same suits. They're keeping the same exact suits. And, this is just like you said earlier, or like you said when, during the free show, this is literally like more than likely it may be them keeping the same suits because I just don't foresee them getting the Q Ranger suits and swapping out Q Ranger and keeping the same dinosaur logo. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. Unless they pull a little piece of what is it? Gokaiger or Super Mega Force, where they, you know what I'm saying, they transform into brand new suits or something like that. Unless they pull that stunt, which that is possible. But I just don't foresee them completely getting rid of the Dino Fury suits when they still have the Dino Fury symbol in the actual logo for Cosmic Fury. I just don't see them getting rid of those suits. Sorry. I hate to bust the bubble of people's dreams. Because I have been seeing it. People have been drooling. As soon as they said Cosmic Fury is real, people have been drooling and salivating all over the place, thinking that we're getting either Cure Major or Q Ranger. And I'm just like, yeah, nah, I don't think we're getting either one. I genuinely don't. I don't think we're getting brand new suits. I don't. I genuinely do not. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Do you guys think we're gonna get brand new suits, or do you think we were gonna keep, the regular Dino Fury suits?
I hope we get new suits because I think that would be fun. And if we do, I hope it's originally designed.
Oh, so you just hope we just get brand new stuff in general?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's Hasbro now. Anything's possible.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Everything that Lena just said.
No. Well,
totally
hey, one can hope. I hope we do end up getting brand new suits. Because that would be cool. That would actually be cool if we got brand new suits for sure. So yeah, like I'm down for it.
Right? Especially if they'll match up with like their new name too, right? Because then it'd be kind of silly to be like, "Hi, we're Power Rangers Comics, Cosmic Fury," but we're not because we're still Dino Fury. Like it just the name and stuff doesn't make sense. I'm just saying, like with Turbo and Zeo, they got new suits. Like that made sense. And in Turbo and in Space, they got new suits. Again, that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Cosmic Fury, and we still have the same suits.
Yeah, right, exactly. So,
like the first 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin.
True, basically. But Mighty Morphin stayed Mighty Morphin, though. They didn't have a change of name. But
good point.
That's why I was like, yeah, I expect you to have the same suit. You haven't changed your name. Like, but what if with Lorzek coming back, like you guys said originally, that he's so powerful this time that he really is giving the money, giving the Rangers a run for their money and destroy their, maybe he pulls a Thanos and he snaps their entire morphing grid to little shattered bits of it, and now they can't morph, and now they gotta find new ways. So watch it go on a whole journey like the Mighty Morphin Rangers did, where Adam became a frog and they had to kind of climb on these mountains to find Jared and then Jetty. Like watch them be on that journey. Just watch. Next thing you know, they discover themselves again. They found their powers. When did they find the powers on what's the planet called again?
Ravcon.
Ravcon.
Oh my god! What if they would go to Ravcon? They find new powers. Like, bro, I'm just saying. Or it could be a situation of like the morphing masters finding the powers for them, kind of like how the morphing masters. To me, they're very similar to the what are those people called in the Marvel universe? They all got powers, but they couldn't interfere with Thanos' plans. But
the Eternals.
The Eternals.
Yeah, what if they're like the Eternals and they are like, you know what? Since we messed up, we were supposed to like step in and help you, but we couldn't because of X, Y, and Z reasons. But we can help guide you to your new powers. As on this planet here, he's gotta go and. Who knows? Maybe they travel to the stars to get these like powers. So hence their names. They're like made of stardust or something. Like I don't know.
Listen, That's exciting. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I would lose my shit. Like, I really would. I
Like,
would lose
you
it.
know, I'm telling you, Hasbro, anything's possible. So that's what I'm banking on. I think overall, like after everything that's kind of come out, aside from like having still mixed emotions about it, one thing I will say for sure is that is the headline of my night. Anything is possible with Hasbro. You never know. And I'm looking forward overall to kind of see what the season will bring us. Or 2 season will bring us. What if they end up becoming those Rangers that end up being renewed for another few seasons, like, or maybe slowly they do a whole thing that they did Mighty Morphin where everyone slowly kind of leaves and they get replaced or whatever, but not in like a negative way. Like, I mean, like maybe their characters needs to move on and etc. and whatever.
Right.
Right? Like, and hopefully, obviously, by the time they're actress slave, it's not bad blood. It's like they have other projects
Just
that
wanted
they
to
have
move
to
on,
do.
maybe.
Yeah, like that would be dope. Like I'd be down with that too. Like giving us like holy shit. What if this is the formula they need all along to recreate Mighty Morphin like they've always wanted to?
Well, when you put it like that, that sounds dirty.
Well, without like screwing people over like Saban did. But what I mean is, you know how they always want to recreate Mighty Morphin in every aspect possible, but nothing ever seems to like fly.
Mm-hmm.
So what if having team members that just kind of continue on, but each one of them had their own journey, so then they continue to move on to their next journey by doing that and or having like a whole graduation moment like they did with Zio. That was a cute little like outro of them. Like that touched our soul till this day. Like I'm just saying, what if those were the key things that they were missing and they never realized that until just recently?
Well, I will say that graduation of Zio, um, that one for me personally, I that one it touched it touched a special piece in my heart for that particular one. Only because of the fact that like literally what like 15, 16 episodes later, they were gone.
Yeah,
So
that was really
hindsight looking
sad.
back, it was like, damn, like we lost them like, shortly after. So we don't even get to, see them actually be Rangers for that long after the fact, after they graduate. So, that would be a very interesting thing to be like, oh wow, like this is what we're doing, kind of a thing now, where it's like, okay, we can um after the events of Dino Fury, kind of keep going and then go into something else. And then say, for example, something happens with Izzy. And then Izzy is like, well, I can't stay, or, I can't go, or whatever. And we have to get a new Green Ranger. Or, something happens to, Javi, and he's like, oh, I have a recording contract now. I can't go,
Right? Or Amelia actually finding that ghost of her.
Right. She finds a ghost or something, and it's like, oh no, I can't go. So yeah, that would actually be very interesting. Honestly, that would be very interesting to see,
I'm just
and
saying,
then
like,
keep the ball going.
because I feel like that's what really like touched us when we were younger too, to sort of see the evolution of every single ranger. And
Mm-hmm.
and it was cute when they made cameos too, right? When they came back, that was like obviously you all know, like every ranger fan knows we live for those cameos. And not the cameos that we've been getting recently. Not the massive team ups with everyone not remembering who they are and knowing the fact that they were all BFFs at one point. Like not that shit. I'm talking
Yeah.
like the real, like, like Adam coming back helping, what was his name? Carlos, even though he didn't deserve it. Like
Child.
I'm just saying, like Carlos will forever be giving up. So Adam, I'm sorry, boo, but you're just wasting your time. Just saying. Just saying. You know,
He really, I mean, he was though, because clearly Carlos was on some like, I'm gonna quit. And this is
right?
like, dude, like you.
Yeah.
Even Cassie was like, dude, it was an accident, and he's still like, but I'm gonna hurt someone else. No.
Like,
It's
what are
like,
you, a
oh my
serial
god.
killer? Like, do you plan on hurting somebody else? Like, I like, you know, like, what the heck are you on about? So, you know, I'm sorry, Adam, you were just wasting your time. But hey, you know what? You blessed my screen, and for that, I'm grateful. I am grateful. Like, you are a beautiful soul. But you know, like, I think that would be cute. You know, where they would have them come back for little small cameos and or help them out when they're needed. Like, I feel like that would be a really cute thing to have. And like I said, what if that's exactly what they're missing this whole time and they just never realized it and they never touched on it? And look, they're taking our money again. They wheel us right back in, and like that's how we got sucked into it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm super, super excited for this because like there's just so many possibilities with what they can do, what
Yep.
you know, and just like I just see the originality in it, honestly. Like that's really what I see.
Yeah.
There's just so much they can do, and they're not held they're not held by it. Like there's nothing holding them back. There's nothing being like, oh, we have to use footage or you know whatever. Like they don't have to, you know, like there's nothing holding them back. So I'm like, yes, do all the things, like go all out for the 30th, you know, like so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that that's what they do.
That's what I'm hoping for too. And like, you know, this is just a really random thought. And I only thought about it just because I was really genuinely like, and you all know this because I'm still floored. But Allie Kane, I'm still surprised she's still in the fandom. She still comes back for conventions when she literally makes so much more bank than any other actress out there and actresses out there, actor and actresses out there. Like she's probably one of the most popular ones, obviously aside from the few other ones. But Allie Kane coming back for a convention, I feel like I could actually see them if they really want to tapping into her Tanaya 7 or whatever they want to call her now into that character and having her do cameo too.
Like, you know what? I would love like it's funny that you say that because I would love for them to bring back so many people for this 30th anniversary. And not even just like a oh, we're just gonna bring you back as like a, you know, just a face, you know, and be like, I'm just here. Like, no, actually give us like beats, like actually give us the characters that we know and love and have them actually be in the show.
Yeah,
you know, like that's what I want.
Like once a ranger, always a ranger. That episode,
right?
Oh, love. So like I'm just saying, like it would be pretty freaking awesome because obviously in Beast Morpher we tap into the Ventrix virus, right? So given the fact that the Morphing Master is around, given the fact that they are touching base in all the previous series before, like obviously Lorzette is back, I could see them kind of be like, oh, somehow with the Ventrix virus, it comes back out again because Tanaya's character is still part robot.
Yeah.
Easily rewire her. And I'm not getting for Tanaya, but like I'm just saying, like I could see the possibility of Allie Kane coming back if they really want her to. You know.
Absolutely. Like I could totally see that. Like I can totally see that. I can totally see like just a lot of them, you know, just being asked to come back. And like you said, like they could also use her star power as an advantage.
Exactly. And she's so big. Like holy moly, you know, she's done major TV series, and obviously recently she was announced that she's gonna be on Grey's Anatomy. Like, hello, if you don't know Grey's Anatomy, I don't know if you should be listening to us right now. You should go watch Grey's Anatomy. Like, go catch up on your Grey's Anatomy. There's 13 seasons, okay?
First of all, I want them to actually stay and stick around and listen to us because I know watching Grey's Anatomy, it is literally what you said 13 seasons. Like there is no way they'll have the time.
Oh my god, at like an hour each, at like I don't even know, like 50 episodes each. I'm like, I'm exaggerating at the episodes, but there's a lot of episodes.
They will not have time to listen to us.
A
so
lot. No,
watch it on your spare time.
This is true. Do your homework during your spare time, okay? Like y'all need to catch up for Adelaide Kane, okay? I'm just saying. But like that would be pretty freaking dope if someone like her would come back and use her star power and like, again, it's Hasbro. So like they can technically afford it. And why wouldn't they not want to use that? Or like even have like Summers come back. Like I don't even know. Like all the characters that I feel like none of them has come back because they were in a different contract. Like bring back Disney like cameos.
Oh
like,
my god, I would love
like
to
holy
see
moly,
that.
Like we know Jeff came back, but like, did he really though? Like I'm like, y'all, like I don't know, man. He was even weirder as Trent this time around than he was Trent the first time around.
Because he ain't really saying it. Well, he said like two lines.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, and Trent as a character doesn't speak a lot either.
So,
not further as, but yeah, like I don't know, but the possibility are definitely endless, and originality is wanted and needed, and
yes,
like it. I am very excited overall, so I'm excited to see what this brings. And I wonder, are they gonna change the theme song? Or are they gonna keep the same theme song? But they can't because obviously it's Dino Fury. No, it's Cosmic Fury now. So that would be interesting. Like
they could still keep the same song and just change it to Cosmic Fury instead of Dino Fury.
I mean, they kind of did.
They done that before.
Yeah, they kind of did in the little piece of preview. They're like Power Ranger Cosmic Fury or whatever that thing was. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, it's the same theme song technically, literally the same theme song.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's literally the same.
Okay, that's already right off like a terrible start. Originality not there. Like, I'm sorry, what was that? All that.
Like, ew. Oh, no.
Like I love the theme song, don't get me wrong, but really though, guys, like y'all could do better.
Listen, I'm just glad that we did not get another Ninja Steel. That is all I'm happy for. We did not get that.
I would be interested for their cameo, actually.
The only one I'd want to see is Zoe.
Well, I would love to see like what's his face? The Gold Ranger.
Oh, Levi?
Yeah, I want to see how big of a star he became, like, or not.
Girl, you just want to see him because he's fun.
I mean, dude, aside from the fact he's fun, I am curious about his character, though. I am genuinely curious. Like, did him and what's his face?
Are you actually curious?
I really am. You know, it's weird. Like, I don't actually like him like that.
I don't like his character.
Yeah, I really like his character. I'm curious to see, like, where his character led on and whether or not him and his brother end up staying in touch and, like, because you have to remember, because now it won't be written by Hasbro. What's it called? What are they called again? Saban, right?
Judd Lin wouldn't be writing this time.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so maybe they'll have much more of a personality to them, and they'll be more alive, and not talk like they're like 2 years old and reiterate everything. But yeah, so there's that. So that would be interesting if they make a cameo, because I would be intrigued to see how their character have developed in the years that have gone past. And remember, their little prism, what is it called? That thing that gave them.
Oh, it's talking about the Nexus Prism.
Yeah, that thing is still flying around all over the place. So,
ciao.
There's that. So I got questions on that too. Yeah, whatever brings back the morphers, like who knows? Because technically, that's still connected to them, and they could still bring them back.
I don't want them to come back. If it ain't Haley coming back, I don't. Yeah, no, I'm
Hopefully
good.
this time Haley comes back and go, man, me and Calvin broke up. I found someone.
Girl, okay.
Like, Cody and I
she
are now
gets
living the life with her new man.
with her new man Levi. Absolutely. I am here for it. Give her Levi, okay?
I mean, or she could bring back that nice like man bun dude from that series she was in. Like that works too.
I mean, yes.
Like I'm just saying. They don't even
But
know where he came from.
well, no, not at all. I mean, he could just be her. He could just be Haley's new husband or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
She met him in college,
Right?
She met him in college.
Absolutely. She met him in college. That's it. Enough said. Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
I
But
swear
no,
we're writing a whole new series here.
we really are. Like, and it's way better than what we got.
Oh, way
but,
better. Oh my God.
But no, like, so that was Sunday. Sunday had that whole situation happen. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all what the other thing that happened. So after the Dino Fury panel, obviously, you had I'm gonna try to make this story really fast because we're running out of time here. But during the Dino Fury / Cosmic Fury panel, if you guys watched it, it was I recorded it live and posted it on our Instagram page. So if you want to watch it, it's still there. But what I noticed that was really funny was when Hunter was like, "Oh, and congratulations to the guys who just got married, who are just engaged." And she's like, "Clap it up, guys, clap it up." It was the most hilarious thing. So anybody who was recording in front of me where I was sitting, you probably got my laugh in your video, and I was literally cackling. So I do apologize. I apologize now if y'all hear my loud ass laugh in the middle of that whole thing because it was just funny as shit. Because Hunter is a character. But anyway, during that whole thing, Power Rangers Now, Michael accompanied Joe from Illuminati, and they did a little piece of interview with the Dino Fury, Jesus Christmas, Dino Fury cast, which literally just exited off the stage and then came right back. And was like, "Hey, we're the new Cosmic Fury Rangers." And basically Joe tried to ask them a bunch of questions that they could not answer because they didn't know the answers to it, or they just couldn't answer it because literally they're under contract. So yeah. So yeah, that happened. And then after that, literally the panel was over around about 11:50ish, 11:55, I want to say. So I went running because Lisa was like, "Hey, I can't do the Beast Morphers panel. Can't do that panel. So if you can you please moderate it for me?" So I ended up having to moderate the Beast Morphers panel. So as I'm frantically trying to come up with questions for the Beast Morphers panel, I get in there and lo and behold, Michael Copon is on his panel. And he is talking about his new movie and blah, 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 blah. What I did not know was that their panel started late, which meant that their panel was going to go over. So I'm like, oh crap. So I'm sitting here waiting for their panels to end. And Abraham from Beast Morphers is like, "Hey, you're the moderator." And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay, well, how do you want to do this?" So we're talking about how they're going to, how I'm going to bring them in and, all this stuff. Then the other guy who is basically helping out with the panels is like, he comes over and he's like, "Hey, so their panel is running over. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them they need to go ahead and wrap up. But, yeah, you can get started as soon as they're finished. And I'm like, okay, cool. So literally they wrap up their panel. And then as they're wrapping up, literally the same guy comes right back and he's like, so by the way, I know this panel just got started late, but you also have to wrap it up 5 minutes early because Kat and Nakia needs this room for their panel. So technically, that panel ended up being like 40 minutes long. I was so heartbroken because I felt terrible for the fact that that entire cast, the entire cast of Beast Morphers, was on the panel. So I had literally the entire cast, including Campbell, Cooley, including him. So I had the entire cast up there: Christina, Cosmid, Liana, Colby, Jacqueline, Jazz, Rory, Abraham, everybody. Like everybody was up there. And it was this tiny ass table. And all of them were sandwiched at this table like a bunch of sardines. It was a shit show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was crazy. But we managed to get through it. I was able to ask them as many questions as I could in the time allotted. And I felt bad because I had a whole thing planned, but because I had to cut everything and condense everything much shorter than what I wanted, some of the questions were all over the place. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But apparently I did very, very well given the situation. And, people still enjoyed the panel, which I was happy for. Unfortunately, not everybody got to ask their questions during the panel, which really made me sad because I had to turn like a whole shit ton of people around. I was heartbroken, so I do apologize. I'm really sorry to those people. But I didn't have a choice. And yeah, like that was really, it for the con, other than, for the rest of the day, I got to hang out with other people. I did get to meet Christina. We kikied a little bit. Christina is such a dream. I love her. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I have to say, and I met Patrick. Patrick is so silly. So Patrick, I'm referring to Psycho Red. He is so funny because I went up to him and I'm like, I finally see you. And he's like, oh my gosh, like I thought I wasn't going to see you all weekend. And I'm like, I thought so too. And we just like started laughing. So like we went ahead and took a picture together. And I took off my mask because I wore my mask the entire time. I'm like, I don't know you hoes. And I took my mask off. And literally, as I took my mask off, he coughed on purpose. I'm like, Patrick, you are such an asshole. And he's just like, he's like, see, I got you sick now. I'm like, wow, Patrick, really? Really? Really?
I mean, you'd be sharing germs with Patrick. Like, hey.
I mean, yeah, I guess, I guess,
I mean,
I just
like,
breathed in his gorgeousness,
exactly,
just breathed in his sexiness.
Like, right? See, even my dog agrees. And like, see, again, like now you're just gonna have like forever youth, whatever he's drinking.
Right, whatever he's drinking, like I'm forever young now, so But yeah, like it was a lot of fun. Like I got to hang out with him for a little bit. I got to talk with Allison from Wild Force, Allison Kimberman. So
wow,
it was.
You gonna decide to come on a show now?
And it's funny because like I met up with her and we talked for a while actually. So it was a nice little talk. We got to, converse a little bit. But yeah, like it was a lot. Like it was a lot of fun. And then after that, it was over. PMC was over and yeah, it was time to go home.
That's
and
sadness. That's sadness. Yeah. I always talk to you about at the end of every year of a convention. It's not like at the end of the day sadness. I'm talking like at the end, like the last day. it's always so sad to see it. I don't know what it is, but it's like the end of like a school year or like the end of like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the end of a journey. It always feels extra sad when a convention ends and it's one that you really enjoy. And I always find that it's really sad for PMC for me. Like, as I see them
Yeah.
slowly wrapping everything up, the rooms are emptier, things are quieter. Like, it's just sad. All right. So anyway, end of sad end of Power for Con. What did you do to wrap it all off?
So pretty much at the very end, basically like it was just kind of like we're going home. Honestly, and that was it. I mean, I said goodbye to like a lot of my friends. I did go back and say bye to like Nakia and Kat. I said goodbye to Karen. So it was cool. It was a nice little somber little ending for everything. And yeah, it was nice. It was a really nice time. And I jumped in my car and I went back home.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a nice ending. I mean, PMC weekend was a lot happened, and honestly, I probably missed some stuff. To be truthfully honest with you, I probably missed some things, but overall, like it was just a lot of fun. And for anybody who didn't go, um, you know, I can't tell you whether you should have went or not, but just know for me personally, I had a great time. Now, granted, I do know that there was some drama. There was some drama because, of course, you can't never have no drama in the PR community.
What's the drama?
So, some people were upset about certain individuals being able to lead certain panels, and being able to take part in certain panels.
What
And
individual?
I'm sorry.
Which individuals?
Well, I don't want to be messy. I don't want to be messy. But but for the most part, people know who the people don't really care for. Like we kind of know who the people are.
Right.
But there were two people that I know of who people had an issue with.
Oh.
And they were just like, I don't feel like they deserved to be up there, and I don't think that they should have been able to moderate and things of that nature. And this is what I will say to that. I will say this. You could honestly have looked at me and said the same thing, to be truthfully honest. Because I don't have this podcast doesn't have the tenure of a No Pink Spandex. It doesn't have the tenure of a Ranger Danger. It doesn't have the tenure of a Ranger cast or a Ranger crew or anything like that.
Maybe
But
not,
but at the end of the day, we worked hard for where we got.
Yep.
And we worked our asses off to be able to get to where we are. Now, for some people still may not have even heard of us before, because I will say I was approached by, and this really actually warmed my heart during the weekend. And I wanted to find these babies all weekend long, because these two babies, I love them so much. I found we found each other on Friday, and I made it my business to make sure I saw them every day. But they actually listened. Well, one of them actually listened to our podcast. And he was like, "Oh my God, like I love your podcast. I love listening to No Pink Spandex. I love listening to Tribunal of the Grid. Like, I love what you do. And I love the fact that it's, you got queer representation. You got, multiple, it's not just Black, it's Asian. You have all this diversity in all aspects, and you get multiple opinions. And that's something that we need in this fandom, especially where you have all these creators who are all white.
Yeah.
So, you need that diverse content. And he's like, you guys are it. You are the diversity. And and that made me literally almost tear up.
Aww.
Like, I literally almost teared up. I'm like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. Because I never knew we were making that kind of an impact. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the live really showed us too.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things that made me go, wow, like, we're not, like, even though we are doing this because we love to do it and we're doing it for fun, at the end of the day, like, we're still making a difference. Like, we're still inspiring people. We're still inspiring people. We're still,
that's so nice to hear, because you know what we always said, even if we got one person listening to us, that's more than enough.
That's more than enough. We are going to make the most damn good content we can for that one person. And, and it's so, it was just one of those things that just made me just almost want to cry, because I'm like, yo, I had no idea that we were getting that kind of support. So for me, anybody can sit there and say, oh, well, you don't have, that kind of pull, or you don't have that kind of seniority, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that because you don't have this or you don't have that. It's so easy for people to say that. And it's like, if you, for me, and I'm not saying that these people don't, but for me, if you put in the work and you are, and even if you're not like a huge staple in the community, if you put in the work and, and you touch even just a small group of people, I personally feel like you should have a shot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally feel like if you've done the work and you've put the content out and you've done what you were supposed to do, honestly, I feel like you should be able to have a shot at being able to moderate, or being able to, do what you want, or do whatever it is that you would like to do in this community, because there's more than enough room for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And you know
there's more than enough room.
And it's funny we were talking about this, because I was just showing my friend who is starting a podcast what our episode kind of sounds like, and kind of like an idea of how we do things and etc. Anyways, the episode that I ended up playing was, I can't remember what the episode name is, but the whole time we kept saying stuff like, dream big, and this kind of goes hand in hand with that, what we were saying. Well, we were saying dream big and get some cake, but...
Well, yes.
I mean, but you know what? Hey, that's exactly it. Dream big and get some cake. And that should be our motto. Like, anyone who, like you said, that will put an effort in, anyone who has a dream, who has an aspiration to do something, do it. Because you never know where it could take you, where life would be.
Exactly. And Lena, that is literally the button right there. Like, you summed it up like absolutely perfectly. Like, seriously, because that is literally what I want to leave this episode off on, is literally, if you are really serious about what you do, or not even serious, like, if you have a dream of doing anything and you put your best foot forward, you do the work and, all the things, it's no secret why people would want to notice you, or you would get, accolades and be able to do multiple things or do things, because you did the work, and that's basically what's happening. And just to see, people really be like, hey, you did X, Y, and Z, or I listened to this episode and that's what made me start listening to you guys, or you being who you are in the fandom, you just being you, make me want to listen to your show. Like that is wild. That is wild to me. So once again, before we go, seriously, I just want to say thank you to, first of all, thank you to the two fellas, to the two babies that I talked to during PMC. First of all, thank y'all, because y'all have no idea how much y'all almost made me cry like all weekend. So I just want to say that. But thank you to, once again, to all of our listeners. Thank you to everybody who constantly listen to us every week, who joined us on the live, who supports us on our Instagram page, our Twitter. Like, you guys have no idea how much we thank y'all and how much we really do care. And we say it all the time. Like, we do this for you guys. So, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So, once again, my name is Brendan.
My name is Lena.
My name is Will.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.